I'm not really sure how to start. Um, yeah, yeah. Action. I decided to do a triathlon for the first time in my life. It's not the most unusual thing in the world, but it's slightly less than commonplace because I will be 53 this year. The reason I mention it is because I suppose it might make the journey a little bit more interesting, especially if you're someone who's going to be doing their first triathlon as well. So that's what this is all about, doing a triathlon and the journey towards it. So when I decided I was going to do a triathlon, the first thing I did was went to YouTube. And YouTube's amazing. YouTube is just such an incredible wealth of information and expertise that people are so generous, they just give their expertise for free. And I think YouTube's amazing. It's hard to imagine life before YouTube because it's like Google. When you think about how we used to operate before, you could just look everything up on the internet. It's kind of weird to think it was ever not that way. And YouTube's given me so much. I want to give a little bit back, and I hope that in doing so, someone will get the kind of help that I got from YouTube just by watching my journey, because I've found it really useful. I've built my entire approach to doing triathlon for the first time in my life on things I've learned on YouTube and nowhere else. Literally, that's it, which is pretty incredible. It says a lot about the place. On top of a whole bunch of other things, I'm a filmmaker. In fact, you know what? Motivation behind this, obviously the key thing is the triathlon. But I could do that without YouTubing it. And the reason I want to do the YouTube thing is because I really want to drive myself to, I want to put myself, I want to, it's a good reason to just keep creating content. And I've heard so many YouTubers talk about how creating content for the platform makes them a better storyteller, better filmmaker, and so why not? I love filmmaking. Documenting this journey will cover a few things. I'll tell you a few things, and if there's things that you want me to cover on top of that, just let me know and I'll do that happily. One of the things that I suppose makes my journey a little bit more interesting, something I've also found YouTube incredibly valuable for, is injury rehab. So I keep getting over the years calf strains. And of course that's a big problem for a triathlon. The running is hinging upon me being able to get my calves to the point that I can do the distance. So far it's going really well. I'm really happy to say. And I have YouTube to thank for that. I have the physio and sports experts on YouTube giving this information for free, talking about processes and techniques to rehab and strengthen your calves. And I've followed it to the letter and it's working. So fingers crossed, by the time the triathlon rolls around, my calves will be fine and I'll be able to do that and more. So that's one thing, injury rehab, and particularly for me, as I say, calf strains, but I've got shoulder problems, hip problems, knee problems. Those I'm just working around, but we'll see if that, I hope that stays the case. And they're just things to ignore, but probably very irresponsible. I'm going to talk about the gear that I've bought for triathlon. So I've got a bike over there. You can see the bike. I've got an indoor trainer set up here. I've got an old runaround bike, which you're going to see as well, which I've used through the winter, because this bike I got is really nice and I didn't want to trash it in the cold, wet British winter weather. But apparently a lot of cyclists have a winter bike for that very reason. Plus, I'm a wuss. I'm a wimp. I don't mind admitting it, and I don't want to be out in the really cold, wet, windy, dark British winter on a bike. I admit it, I'm a wimp, and I don't care. And as soon as the weather starts brightening up a little bit, I'll be out there on that. I'll talk about the bikes, I'll talk about the stuff I bought for swimming. And one thing that's been really interesting is getting into open water swimming. That's what actually sparked this whole triathlon thing off. Last summer, I started open water swimming and loved it, absolutely loved it, got hooked. I can't wait to get back in the lake or the sea. I love it. And that's what prompted me to think about triathlon, because I enjoyed the endurance swimming so much, and I made really good progress. But anyway, the point I was going to make about gear is that open water swimming I'm doing in a wetsuit, and that makes such a difference. The buoyancy is incredible. Got back in a pool and felt like I was sinking, because frankly my legs were. And so I've got some like wetsuit material, neoprene shorts that I use, which give me a little bit of buoyancy. Obviously, I'll talk about the training. I'll talk about the progress that I've made, how I'm training. all of which has come, as I say, from the amazing generosity of people on YouTube telling me how to do it, and they've just been amazing. So yeah, I'll talk about training, I'll talk about nutrition, fuel. I try and eat healthily all the time anyway, but with the training in mind, obviously I'm thinking more about fueling myself for this specific event. So when I'm doing the endurance type sports, or the endurance type distances, I'm obviously thinking about fueling myself to be able to get through those. And boy, oh boy, does it make a difference? Because if I just going on about my business in the normal way, and then I try and go to the gym and do a long distance cycle, but on the bike in the gym, for example, I struggle big time, and I don't struggle so much if I get the right nutrition in and the right hydration. I'm taking electrolytes. I'll talk about all that stuff. I'm going to start with one triathlon, obviously. It's going to be a small or a short distance triathlon. They call it a sprint triathlon. In actual fact, this one is slightly less than a sprint triathlon in the swim. So a sprint triathlon distance would be 750 meter swim, a 20 kilometer bike ride, and a 5 kilometer run. This triathlon I've got my eye on, it's the Woking triathlon that I'm looking at. That's only a 400 meter swim. The point I'm making is it's fast, like that's really quick. It's only going to be like 8, 9, 10 minutes of swimming. So normally it would be 750. It's going to be 400 meters in that particular event. After that, it's 23 kilometer bike ride, so a little bit over the normal 20 kilometer distance, and then it's a 5 kilometer run, which is the only thing that I'm not 100% confident I can do, and not because of fitness, but because of my injuries. But we'll talk more about that. Perhaps the first thing I'll cover is my injury rehab and how I'm building up towards that 5K, and I'm on track, so everything's going all right for now. I want it to be the first of many triathlons. I don't want to stop at that. I want to go on and do a full length sprint, or then a full distance triathlon, which would be 1,500 meters swim, 40 kilometer bike, 10 kilometer run, and then who knows what after that. But I just need to take it one step at a time and make sure that my body can handle it, especially with the run, and keeping my carbs in check, and then we'll see where it goes. But for each and every triathlon that I do, there's going to be a cause, and for me, my purpose in life is animal welfare and conservation. So I will always be supporting some of the charities that I'm either a patron or an ambassador for, or who I just love and support the work that they do. And of course I share details of that. So if you're into animals and if you want to help support them and their welfare and their conservation, watch this space, and I'll share details of each of the triathlons, the fundraising pages, the causes that they'll be supporting. And of course, that's not a prerequisite. You're very welcome to just watch, hear about my journey to triathlon and all the stuff we've talked about, like training and nutrition and injury rehab and so on. And you don't have to contribute to the cause at all. But I will share details in case you do. That's about it for this one. I just wanted to get started, just wanted to get this off the ground, because I've been really, it's a really weird thing, because I'm an actor. But then if I'm acting, I'm pretending to be somebody else. This is different. This is something. I went to the photography and video show up in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, and I met some YouTubers who I love to watch. And I actually spoke to one of them about, how he comes across so natural on camera, and that's something I'm going to have to work on, because I'm not. This doesn't come naturally to me. It's not something I'm normally comfortable with doing. I'm either pretending to be somebody else, or I'm presenting for a reason. Whatever. See you in the next one.